The FCT administration never insisted that there will be a charge of 5 million naira per CFO. What happened was that before I came on board, there was this contract awarded by the Federal Executive Council for certain people to, on behalf of the FCT, to collect CFOs for mass housing. And when I came on board, I said, I don't understand how this kind of contracts could be awarded. We have a lot of issues pertaining to the developers of those mass housing. And so many people who bought houses have been clamoring for security of their property, and for commercial purposes, they need to have the CFO of the property they bought. And it means that the developer have only one CFO for, say, in an estate that has over 500 houses. And how could that be? So I said, look, the FCT on its own can collect on this, can collect by itself. Again, there are people who had land or who allocated land in the area councils. And you know that by the FCT Act, all land belongs to the FCT. No area council has power to allocate land to you and issue you any CFO. And in order to remedy some of these anomalies, we set up a task force to say, listen, we don't want to go back to cause some problems for those that were allocated land and given certificate by the area councils. And so what we will do, we'll say, okay, let's forget about the allocation, but we can now properly document it by issuing you CFOs. And then for the mass houses. And so the task force came up that, look, because of what we are trying to introduce now, which we have gotten the verbal approval of Mr. President, we're just merely waiting for the official, that there have been a lot of discrepancies, a lot of cloning of CFOs. And so we have come up with an idea that every allottee who seeks for CFO, who applies for CFO, that must supply his NIN number, that's National Identity Number. So that, take for example, Benga has a CFO, you will see his NIN number. That will also help in terms of security checks. And so all we need in this property, after all, so many people can answer the same name. So somebody can answer, you can't say you're the only one who, somebody can answer Frank Amadi, for example. Another person can answer Frank Amadi, for example. So in the system, you can say Frank Amadi. Which of the Frank Amadi? But with the NIN number, those two persons can have one NIN number. So everybody has a NIN number. And so this is one of the features we are going to put in the new CFO. 2, if the corporate body don't go with NIN number. So each corporate body, if you have a property, you must put a BVN. Right? Now, even in this case of introducing this NIN in the CFO, so many people are not even registered. So that also makes them to go and register. Now, but these are features that will be incorporated in the CFO.
For the future?
These are Fixtures.
So is it for those who want to collect in the future, or will you also
Now,
affect those who already have?
Now, even those who have, we are going to do a recertification so that everybody that has had CFO will come back for recertification so that we'll incorporate this NIN number.
And they have to pay your money.
I'm coming. I'm just coming so that you don't need to rush. Those who have CFO before don't need to pay this money. Why else you can pay maybe 50,000 naira. Corporate body maybe 100,000 naira. Because you already have CFO. All you are doing is to recertify in order to incorporate these new fixtures. And then you will see so many things will come up. It helps in terms of security. It helps to improve our revenue generation. There are so many people who own about 7 properties. You know that. Now, it will not identify them. I know they are supposed to pay taxes. For security, they know all over the world. They identify, oh, this house, they go to the system and look at the system and find out that it's Benga. What is the problem here? Benga has to be accountable. All right? So, you're not looking at it at the revenue base. So what I did, for those who have not had CFO, where you have this mass housing. So when they came out, I said, look, we have to have a whole interactive section. I think for the first time, I can sit in my office and take a decision. Yes, you will clamor, oh, it's too high. I agree with you. But again, you still need the CFO. But I said, no, let's go and have interactive section with all the stakeholders, developers, and those who have bought from the developers. So everybody was there. We allowed about 6 people to speak. It was very interesting. I'm sure when he came in this morning, you would have watched the documentary. So the task force proposed 5 million. And the stakeholders said, no, let it be reduced. Are you going to do it on those whose property is 4 bedroom, 5 bedroom, 1 bedroom, as the case may be? But you understand that CFO is not giving based on whether it is 2 bedroom or 3 bedroom. It's the land. All right? It's the land. The only difference is that when you have, like, say, 3,000 square meters of land, and I have 1,000 square meters of land, in your annual rent per ground rent, you can't pay the same, right? Okay. But in issuance of CFO, it's the same. I don't know whether your collection of CFO is the same. But annual ground rent are not. You don't pay the same.
I thought you said that you consider if you change whether or not everybody should pay the same amount for CFO.
No, I said we were not considering that stakeholders meeting for the mass housing, not for those who have already had CFO. Right? So at the end of the day, I told them, no, we need to reduce it. And it was reduced. Okay. To about 3.5 or what. Okay. So this...
Across board?
Yes. So this rumor of finance is not correct. And that's why people should act. And the people were happy that this was the first time in their history to sit down with the minister to discuss, to interact, to ask questions. Why this? And when I explained everything to them, they all marveled. Take, for example, I asked them simple. Do you know the salary of FCT in a month?
The salary bill?
Yes.
How much?
About 8.9 billion.
Wow.
Right? That is not the pension and the rest of it. That is not other allowances, attached to it. Now, when you go to FAC, so many people say that FCT collects 1%. They don't ask 1% of what? Is it 1% of the money to be charged by the Federation in a month? Or 1% of what is allocated to the federal government? We don't collect 1% of the Federation money, no. we collect 1% of what is allocated to the federal government. Ordinarily, it should have 1% of the entire federation. But as it is today, this is what is being collected. So if federal government collects 500 billion in a month from the federation account, what is 1% of 500 billion? 5 billion. So we have salary of 8.9, right? Now.
Have you factored in this new increment?
I'm just saying, yes.
Because
it's almost 9.9 now. Okay. If you also add this increment.
So that's more.
Yes. Now it will even be more. Now, you now ask yourself, how do you pay salaries? You fall back to what? IGR. There are countries that solely depend on their IGR taxes. So you cannot say that what we are collecting now is illegal. No. All I explained to them, see where we are, see the situation. If you are not told, you have this assumption that there's so much money. I told you there's not so much money, but there's so much potential.
Okay. Tell us
which
about...
ought to be actualized.
All right.
Tell us about this IGR. In the last 3 months, we've seen your effort to trying to improve the revenue profile of the FCT. Yeah. So we want to know where exactly are we and what are you doing to show it up?
I can tell you, okay, take for example, over the years, nobody has been able to enforce the payment of ground rent. I came on board, I said, listen, it can't be business as usual. It can't be business as usual. You have property, you allocated CFO, you are given a CFO to back up your property. In that CFO, you are told to be paying annual rent, ground rent, of so amount, say about 100,000 annually. For the past 15 years, you didn't pay. Some people, for the past 20 years, they've never paid. And you know Nigeria, nothing will happen. And I came and said, no, something will happen. You have to pay. If you don't pay...
The FCT previous administrations also culpable with this? Because if your life
I have told you,
depends on how much you generate, and you are not making efforts
but first of all, why are you saying previous administration? You yourself, it's a covenant. Why are you coming for someone to force you? You know, every year, like take for example, I'm a tenant, for example, and I'm supposed to be paying 1 million naira every year as my rent.
Yes.
And the year has ended. If you're a good citizen, or if you're a good tenant, do you need your landlord to begin to chase you when you know that your rent is time for you to pay? Now, you are not saying because the administration or previous administration did not come out to push you to pay. And now we have come out and we are saying, no, you have to pay. Yeah, you know when I came on board and said, look, if you don't pay, we're going to revoke. You know that people came out to say, look, you think that Abuja is a river state, this and that. I know that Abuja is not river state. That is why they say here is Abuja and that place is a river state. You know, Nigerians are people that look, nobody wants to, but I say you must pay. Now, seeing that, yes, we mean what we have said, if you don't pay, we will revoke. And we have been doing that, and people are not queuing up to pay. Go through the ages. People are queuing up. And that has now increased our IGR. Now, there are also other areas that we have not tapped in. So many, maybe the previous administration, you don't look into it. Property tax is there. Business gain tax is there. You see, as a government, it's your duty to see the law that allows you to raise funds for the governing of the area. So, this decision we took is paying off. I can tell you, as at the time I came, what was being collected, about 12, 13, 14 billion.
On property tax?
Yes. No.
Ajia. Monthly?
Totally.
Yes, totally.
Monthly.
It's not yearly, it should be monthly. Now, but what we have done today, we almost going to 20 something.
Billion.
Yes. And our idea now, before, when they pay Ajia, they spend it daily. I said, no, we won't do that again. Every money paid to the Ajia account till the end of the month. Right? If today, this month will end 30th, right?
Yes.
At the end of the month, say by 3rd of December, we'll look at what is there. How much is there? 25 billion. Fine. Where are our priority projects? Attach this project to the sum of 4 billion, for example. Attach this project for the sum of 3 billion. Attach the project for this. Pay to the contractors. Let them go back to work. Beautifully for us. Because the Mr. President, who I will see, know that governance, there must be a business, must be taken as business-like. You see abandoned projects in FCT, everywhere. What was the cause?
Lack of funding?
Not just lack of funding, but we were not allowed to participate in the wider financial transaction. All our money goes to CBN. All the IGR goes to CBN. Right? We can't borrow money from CBN. We can't borrow money from CBN. Now, what the president did, the only way you can survive this, put them out from the TSA, right? If you pull us out from the TSA, we can now go to the wider financial market. We can now just say, Bank A, listen, we need 200 billion to carry out our projects. How do you pay us? We'll attach our IGR to you. Right? Give us this 200 billion. Take 5 billion, for example, every month.
From the IGR account.
From the IGR account. To liquidate this 200 billion. If we have 20 billion, for example, and the bank has given us 200 billion upfront, and they are taking 5 billion in order to liquidate the 200 billion, maybe in 2, 3, 4 years, right? Yeah. We have applied this 200 billion for projects.
That's the reverse model.
That's fine. Before you know, you have achieved all you wanted to achieve.
Okay.
But before, when this money was being paid to the central bank,
yeah,
we only take as it comes. And there was no meaningful use for it.
Okay. Pardon me, could you clarify a little bit? When you spoke about property tax, are you saying the law currently allows you to collect property tax?
Yes, very well.
So you will enforce that now?
Of course, we have already come out with it. In fact, the revenue board and the economic planning department, they're already working on it. They're already engaging with the stakeholders. Okay. So the details of that, but whether it's allowed by law, yes.
Okay. But with the enforcement of that policy, we're a human face. In the sense, I mean, taking into consideration that there's enough blame to go around the two parties there, the defaulters and the FCT administration, not necessarily your administration, previous administrations that didn't see the compulsion in this.
Yeah, when you talk about human face,
for instance, if I'm owing like for 15 years, and calculate what I'm owing 15 years, it will be human to ask me to pay once.
No, we are not collecting property tax.
Retroactively.
No.
Okay.
It is starting now. We're not saying over the years. No, we're not doing that.
Okay.
We're not doing that. So that people don't
I was just wondering, pardon me, please. I read somewhere where you were speaking about you having been given fake CFO.
No, let me tell you what we found there. Not giving me. As a state government, when I was a governor, not giving me.
Okay.
I'm talking about a state government applied. And we
they gave the state government fake CFO.
Yes. And we thought that we had a property or property. So, in fact, my liaison officer then brought the certificate. 3. Behold.
They were fake.
So if
such property never existed, but was given to us here. So what is going on? So
what if someone comes for recertification now?
Yeah.
And then the person finds out, or the agency finds
what
out what they was given was fake. What do they do? Is it themselves or the FCT that will be culpable?
No, first of all, when you say, what I mean by fake, there's no such property.
Okay.
Oh.
There's no such property at all, but they have given us CFO. That's the point I'm trying to make. How do you give me a CFO when there's no property? It does not exist.
That suggests a deeper problem.
That's what
both in the ages and probably in some other places.
You see, when you have come to make some changes, one thing you must find in us human beings, we don't like changes. But change is inevitable. People want things done the same way. There are people who benefit from it. As I came, you must also know there will be a fight against it. That this position you are taking, people will fight against it. But I was resolute. And I said, it doesn't matter. You go to social media, say whatever you want to say. I must implement these changes. Now, take for example, how government, the land belongs to government. Government says, I'm going to bring out 400 hectares of land. Government says, I'm going to provide infrastructure where FCT has awarded a contract to provide infrastructure in that 500 hectares of land to the tune of 86 billion naira. We have the land. We provided funds. Now they want to enter into agreement, listen, to developers, according to them, for the developer to build affordable houses. I don't know who defines affordable houses. And sell. No one naira comes to government. Have you ever seen that? I brought the land. I brought the money to provide infrastructure. Then you now come and tell me that you want to build and sell, according to you, affordable houses. No problem. What is our own benefit? So you sell for, you take 100% profit. I said no. Do you know when I said I will cancel this transaction? Who are the beneficiaries? The civil servant, the staff, there are those who are telling you they will build affordable. Who determines what is affordable? So when I called them, that I was going to cancel this, if you see the way the director in charge of that project, it's like she should faint. I said, madam, what's happening to you? So said, okay, you go cancel that. I said, what do you mean? Okay, it's cancelled. I said, go and give me the file. Do you know, immediately I left office here, calls from everywhere. I said, what kind of country are we in?
Did you succumb?
Succumb? I have already appended my signature. Why do I succumb to such a thing? It is very, I laugh. Another thing that happened, in this place, you find out the way our people think. Sometimes they go ethnic. Because I'm an Igbo man. Because I'm Hausa Fulani. Because I'm a Yoruba man. Then if that can't work, they go to religion. He's doing this thing because I'm a Muslim. He's doing this because I'm a Christian. The only people that have not come to say is that I don't worship God. That's why he's doing this. But he must show leadership. He must be firm and say, this is what I'm going to do. I saw a file. FCT entered into an agreement with a developer. I don't know how, and then in that contract, FCT is going to charge, will pay to the contractor some charges, on land charges. They said, category. And the federal government approved that contract for this developer to provide infrastructure. And the contract sum was 61 billion. Now, somehow, the business collapsed. Part of the problem was from the contractor. Why? He said he took funds from bank, and because the FCT was not paying their own part, that's the charges they are supposed to collect from the allottees. But the FCT said, no, we will be giving you, we will say bank, pay him this, because this is the milestone he has done. You can't be collecting money from bank. No. You've not done up to this. A bank is paying you money. We should be the one to say, you have done this milestone. Therefore, pay him this. So somewhere, you know what? How they got it and agreed, the contract are closed, that FCT should not pay back to them 58 billion. Look, I had migraine. What are the percentage of the job done? 23%. I said, what kind of business? And Federal Executive Council approved it. I said, Federal Executive approved that we should pay 58 billion of the contract of 61 billion, that only 23% was done. They said, no, it's just that the Minister of Finance will pay them, then with the doctor. I said, what is Minister of Finance? It's still we. It's the FCT. So I summoned so you know how this place operates. I called those who were in charge. I said, you people succumb to this and sign this. Now I'm here, I should pay the 58 billion. I called the FCT, the council. I said, look, let's discuss about this. You, general counsel, you're a lawyer, yes? You, tell me. So she said, John, tell me. Are you telling me that if you are sitting in this table, I'm sitting on this table, on this chair, you will pay the money? And when we finish that meeting, all my friends were calling me. Oh boy, this thing, you have to take it easy. It's not your father's job, I said, which one is not my father's job?
So clearly there's corruption involved in that matter.
You can say, look, it is terrible. Look, sometimes you wonder whether we can come out of this. And you will be blackmailed. You will be blackmailed. Sometimes I see certain payment. That's what is this?
But this particular issue, how did it end?
Of course, I'm taking it back to the Federal Council.
Okay. So council?
Yes, for review.
Yeah.
Yes, I will take it back.
For...
I will let them look at it.
Okay. You are prepare a convincing brief on that for FEC?
Leave that for me.
Since FEC took
I don't need to tell you whether I'm going back to FEC. You don't need to ask me whether I prepared a convincing.
Yeah, because it's like FEC overruling itself.
Am I going to carry people perfect take?
FEC overruling itself.
What is the council can review previous decision. But of course, it's true. You can award a contract and come back to say no. This contract, we have to look into it. It's not something will go ahead. So many things have happened. So many things have happened. It's just that we want to move on. Okay, ask yourself a question. Why, before I came, why was it that contractors were not on site? Simple. You constantly pay money in trivialities.
You said there were variations.
If I don't want to go into the issue of variation. It is alarming. With my experience, former as a minister, I can tell you this authoritatively. Government prices are higher in contrast than any other thing. I can tell you that 3 times. Let me tell you. Contractors have this impression, which is sometimes correct, that government don't pay on time. So they put all together. So even if they don't pay in 2-3 years, they are still within their. But again, without you knowing, within that 2-3 years, they come back for variation. When they come to me, I say, hey, sit down. You know, I was a minister here. You know, I was a governor. Tell me, this price you are giving me here, 1 kilometer road here, which is in a dry land, laterite, is much more higher than 1 kilometer road I do rivers. Even with both of the reputable contractors. We use sharp sand. We use big cement. And you are using just ordinary laterite here on dry land. And look at the cost. I said, no, I'm not going to accept this. I'm not going to accept it. The only thing you can hold me responsible, am I paying? Which, of course, I will pay.
Honorable Minister, we had this discussion the last time. You know, we just mentioned it, you know, a little bit earlier in the discussion, and that is the huge wage bill of the FCT. You just mentioned that, you know, the new arithmetic is pushing it up to 10 billion, if you say 9.9. Is that an albatross, for instance, for your work? That is one. Then two, are you considering, because I think you were alarmed even when it was about 8 billion when you were talking to resident doctors. Are you looking at perhaps also reviewing why it has gotten to that number?
I have to say this. I came and I said we are going to do forensic audit of staff. Let's actually know this number of staff. I was just 3 days ago, 3 months as I was appointed. And you know you can't carry everything at the same time. You take it one after the other. But you know our people, and what will happen? By the time you do this now, labor will come with politics. I mean, it's alarming that FCT should have this number of stamps for this wage bill. I can't believe it.
Do you have the numerical strength?
I'm told it's about 38,000. So ethnicity will come, religion will come, politics will come in.
But thankfully, you won't succumb, so you will go ahead and do it.
Like I've told you, anything I say I will do it. You see, the moment I have the backing of the brief as a president, and he said, go ahead with this, I will go ahead. Because why do I do that always? Politics will come in.
Yeah.
Politics will come in. Oh, you know he's not a member of our party. Oh, he's trying to spoil the image. You know those kind of things. Politics will come in. Ethnicity will come in. The other big instrument, religion, will come in. They will fire you religion, they fire you politics, they fire you ethnicity. And then all sorts of campaign. They even go to bishops. They go to imams. To issue statements. And you just say, look.
Yeah, but Honorable Minister, if there isn't any, if there are no measures to ensure that, look, because you complained about the wage bill, variations, things not going on right, and corruption in different places, but if we haven't heard or see measures to ensure that, look, if people keep embarking on this kind of thing, they will face the music. They will feel there's no reason why they shouldn't do it again tomorrow.
First of all, I didn't come here to prosecute anybody. If I say this thing will not continue, and somebody wants to continue with it, then you have given me room to say, no, I won't allow this. You have to face But I wouldn't have said, oh, this is what they did before. Then let me go and prescribe. Even by you doing that, you may not be able to go on with your job.
So you are drawing a line.
Yes, I'm focused, but I said, okay, it happened yesterday. It will not continue to happen today. If it continues, you face the wrath of the law.
So we have drawn a line on all of those issues.
Course.
And do I add the issue of land grabbing as well, multiple allocation of lands?
Can I tell you, there was a case I was settling. FCT allocated the land to one of the companies in 2001. Over 300 hectares. 2001. Revoked it in 2002, thereabouts, and reallocated it to another company. Right? In 2005, we revoked it. And then went to the initial, the first person, without giving notice
to the allotment.
to even the second person that was reallocated to. Then in 2009, he revoked that again and allocated to another company.
A third company?
Oh my God.
300 acres.
Let's
Yes.
have,
You know, and one of them, I have known him very well. Each time he gets court order against FCT over land. So I sat there. I was listening to them. I said, you, I know you. I said, it should not happen again. Next week, God keeping us alive, I will inaugurate the legal team external solicitors who have arranged over 25 senior advocates to defend the FCT on our land matters. You know what happens here? Even this legal secretariat will tell you to sue. They will sue and they will not defend it. They won't go to court. It's business, it's racketeering. They won't go to court. So you say judgment against FCT. Judgment. I said, what is going on here? I said, okay, give me all the files. Yes, it will be expensive for us. But we must do it in a way that it will also help us. We are going to pay the bill to the external solicitors. Nobody will go and compromise them. You go and study under them. We have Director Legal in Aegis, Director Legal in FCD. Then we have Solicitor General here and we have General Counsel here with lawyers. Now, when they sue FCD, they serve them. They sue me, they serve them there. The lawyer will sign. While my office will not know that I've been sued. Because FCD is still FCT. I said, no, I won't do this again. Everybody collapse. You have only one legal secretariat. I don't want to legal FCT, so everybody collapse. Come here. Be under the general counsel. Of course. Whoa, why would that happen, this and that? Oh. They even tell them now to sue me, so the matter will linger on, that I will, in the next 3-4 years, I'm out.
So there's like a cartel.
It's a cartel.
People doing
And
this.
for you to bust that cartel, you must be very, very prepared. And for me, I'm prepared. I will face it. It doesn't matter.
okay.
If you like, buy all the blogs anywhere in the world to say this about me. I don't even bother myself.
Yes,
I know I'm doing the right thing.
Your Excellency, if we move a little bit from the obstacles to some of the possibilities, we're seeing, some infrastructure being put in place. Road, for instance, driving into this place, we'll see some heavy duties around that. Was it 2 days ago or 3 days ago you had a tour? You've seen some of the jobs. What is your assessment? Are you still do you still have the same feelings in our first interview in terms of whipping people to shape to make sure that the jobs are delivered on time, or are you interested in what's happening?
Honorable Minister, we also hear that some of these projects are actually on timeline for commissioning next year by Mr. President for his first.
Now, you see, we are all given targets. Mr. President has set targets, and we have signed that memorandum of understanding, deliverables. For me, Mr. President, we 1 year, May 29. I'm not going to be 1 year. It's not me that's celebrating. But Mr. President is celebrating, I'm celebrating, right? Now, what are you celebrating? What can you say for the people of Abuja, for the FCT? What have you done, Mr. President? Then he will look at me, Minister.
How far?
How far? How far? What can you show? So yes. We can show a lot of things, sir. Infrastructure-wise, sir, yes. We can show this. And so I summoned the companies. You want my money? When I mean my money, I'm not my personal money. You know, people will go and say, I say my money. But since I'm the one representing FCT. Yes. How long can you finish this job? Sir, if you give us this money, we can finish it April ending. Yeah, sure? Okay. General Counsel, come. Well, put an agreement. I'm going to be giving you 1 billion naira every month. Are you satisfied? Yes, sir. I'm going to give you 4 billion naira every month. Are you satisfied? Yes, sir. I'm going to give 5 billion. Are you satisfied? Yes, sir. Fine. Well, put it. Agreement. Sign. I know what that has done. It has given them confidence. In fact, without even, they come. Say, sir, even the ones you have not added here, we are going to work. We know you will pay. And what have I done now? I've written to Mr. President a supplementary budget so as we will be able to pay these contractors and finish the job before May 29. We are not asking them, we have the money now. Do you understand me? We have the money, but we can't spend it because it was not in the budget. Our statutory budget, not the national budget. There are projects at national budget that have been funded by national budget. There are projects that on statutory budget that have been funded through the statutory budget. So, take for example, the VP's residence that was awarded 2007. 2010. 13 good years. 13 good years. Abandoned. I called the beggar. Can you finish this for me? He said yes. Okay. Ordinarily, that project ought to be national budget. We have to bring it to statutory budget so I can finish that project before May 29. The one Mr. Deborah is constructing, B1, B4, B6. Can you finish it? Yes, sir. How much do you need? 6 billion. Okay. See the way we pay it. Sign. It's almost, they are rushing it to finish it. Where do you want a B12? Which will be finished by that very long because the flavor latest November next year. We have the one here, the villa where you see CGC with four
lanes.
Yes, by CGC to be finished before May 29. There's one center code is doing that goes to the Christian Economic Center. It will finish.
So
some of the projects are going to be finished. The access roads to the metro line will all be finished.
Minister, does your ministerial MOU require you
just
to...
a minute. The minister didn't give us the
whether or not it's been pushed
supplementary budget,
for which one?
Size of the supplementary budget.
No, we
He talked about
listen, we asked for president to transmit. He has approved, but just to transmit to National Assembly. 61 billion.
61 billion.
This
That's
61
the total
billion,
package.
like, yes, is tied
to
specific
projects.
Tied to specific projects, which we want to launch by the grace of God. When President will be telling Nigerians 1 year in office, what I've been able to do.
Okay.
I don't want to lag behind. I don't want to, because the president, which is he's here in Abuja, and then he would say, Ministry Dix, what can we show for my 1 year in office?
Does
what can you say?
Does that MOU require you to deliver on such projects every year?
Of course.
Every minister must deliver every year.
Yeah. Well, you see, some people will say first quarter, third quarter, whatever. But I think it's yearly. You cannot, I mean, you must have to show in every year what I've been able to put down.
Honorable Minister,
and then at the end of the year, and at the end of the 4 years, Mr. President will be able to say, while I was in office for 4 years, this was what I was able to do. Take it sectorially.
I'm talking about
sectorially.
Honorable Minister, in terms of deliverables.
Yes.
And when the president made a comment about the metro line, you just mentioned the side roads.
Yes,
he said he wants to ride on the metro line.
Fine. And I did promise to Mr. President that, look, we are ready. You are going to ride on this metro line. But we have a snag, which I have written to him. The snag is this. The award of the contracts were done Naira component and dollar component. It's unfortunate. Now, we don't have problem in terms of the Naira component. We have problem in terms of the dollar component. So I said, look, sir, I don't know where FCT will go and get $7 million to pay to, what do you call it? CCE. The Naira component will have the money. So I've written to him to intervene, which I believe, because it's a major project, and that's why we're rushing the access roads, so that communities can have access to the train station.
Can you deliver that in 4 years?
Which
4 years or 1 year?
He's talking about 1 year.
the access roads.
Yes,
no, the real project.
The president.
This
the
project, if the president will ride on it in May 29. That's why we are. In fact, I have written to the Minister of Finance. I said, listen, the supplementary budget of 2023, national budget, which Mr. President has assented to, I've written to the Minister of Finance, give us our money because these projects are time targeted. Right? If you don't give us, we told Mr. President 8 months. Right? And we have lost 2 months. So we have about 6 months. So we need this money now so that we'll be able to execute on time, which is one of the deliverables we must give out.
If I could just follow up on that transport bit.
Yes.
What plan do you have, and when will FCT residents get a mass transit system?
Good news for you. December we are launching vehicles for the mass transit. December. Again, it's part of the statutory, it's part of the supplementary budget we submitted from President to transmit to the National Assembly. The fund is there so that we have already anticipated the National Assembly will pass it. We've started doing the procurement process so that as it comes, will not be delayed. So, like I said, we have the money in our account. All we are seeking for is approval, passage by the National Assembly for us to be able to spend.
How many are we looking at here?
Both buses and taxis put together, blah, 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 for the first phase. We will not get, the first phase we are doing will be restricted within Abuja, Maitama areas, all these Gariki, Wuse, because we want to stop this one chance. There will no more opportunity for one chance because you don't have it. Why would you go and enter any taxi that is not Abuja the transport system? Why would you do that? Then you are the one looking for the problem.
So will the buses be CNG buses?
We are not, the CNG will come. This is the normal buses and normal taxis. We have but painted in Abuja colors. Now, those buses or taxis will ply, when you go to Asokoro, where you see all this keke park, we are going to phase them out. Remember I said before, why would allow them? Because there's no alternative. Now we are providing an alternative. With all due respect, we can't allow that.
Are you doing that immediately?
I said we are going to launch it in December.
So facing them out?
By January, they should be out.
So wait, what about those of them that can...
I'm not talking about the entire Abuja now.
Okay.
So that you take it phase by phase, area by area. For me, Matama, Asokoro, all these are, you see, when people come outside the country,
that's like the municipal.
Yes, and the impression they get, what kind of city is this? It's not organized.
So, will you allow those of them who can transit from probably Keke Napep to also integrate into this next phase? So you don't have so many people.
If they are good drivers, we'll employ them to be part of it. But the people should understand that we must make it as a city. There's no sentiment about it. There's no sentiment about, oh, you want to make people not have the economic life. No. We'll phase it out to where you can operate, but not within the city.
All right.
Now, we are also putting to repairs all our buses that have been parked there for nobody knows number of years. We are spending over almost 600 million naira to put them in place. Oh. And then those buses will now come on to apply to like areas like Nyanya. You understand me? Areas.
And the satellite towns.
All those areas. The rest of them, put them there.
All right.
Those who are coming to work will have the opportunity to apply those luxurious buses.
Right.
Those going to all these Nyanya will have the opportunity to apply those luxurious buses. But again, like I said, this is no political statement. It's a statement of reality that we are ready. We are ready.
Honorable